So what we're doing today is an options case study. We've been through the thick of things as far as communicating with you how to read the charts, be they bars or be they lines. We've talked about how to understand the difference between retracement and reversals, support and resistance, the Fibonacci tools. We discussed a lot of these things. So I expect you guys to be able, as a point of reference, to go back to those classes to compound interest on today's discussion. Today's discussion is a synapse between the previous option classes and the ones that are to come. That's what today's presentation entails. This is just to help you connect the dots because I want you guys to win on both sides. So we're getting into options and we're realizing, okay, there's a lot of money there. And in the next set of classes to come, as I'm closing out Gold in the Crisis, we will have more classes for those people that are members. They'll be abbreviated, but very straight to the point and just as effective. What I want you guys to understand is that in most instances, there's any of a number of ways you should be winning, and you should be employing these wins several times over. And we'll discuss this again next week. Case in point, if I believe in a stock enough to buy a bunch of shares, I simultaneously know I should purchase some contracts. So here we find two different things taking place. Hey, if I buy a bunch of shares, that obviously means I'm feeling a way about the future. If I feel that good about the future, I should purchase options, call options. But here's a third part. Here's how you win 3 times over, or at least 2 times over, depending on if you just only bought the option. Because we also want to buy option contracts because maybe it's pretty expensive to buy a share and you just get off more just buying the contract itself. So if the shares are expensive, we buy the contract. That's another perspective. But here's another thing I want you guys to realize. We're calling this the options case study tutorial. You have the tools to realize when retracement takes place. You have the tools to realize when reversals take place. You have the tools to realize your support and your resistance. Please employ the sacred geometry that you've learned. Please. So you can really take things to the next level. So what I have to talk to you today, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different case studies. The last 4 are the most integral because they actually entail option trading. The previous 2 is just to add on to the narrative that this is the case more times than often, or most oftenly. This is the case. What is the case? Stocks take the stairs going up and they take the window going down. I'll say it again. Stocks take the stairs going up and they take the window going down. If we know this, considering the nature of options trading, we should be buying just as much put options. Again, I don't see enough put options being purchased. I don't see enough put option returns, and that's not because people are failing. I know the mechanics behind or the psychology behind investing in something with the belief that it will fail or it will go on decline is a very daunting conception or methodology, because we're not used to investing in failures, or we're not used to investing in things that we think will become less in value. So the psychology behind it all is what has many of you reluctant, but you guys are missing lots of money. Because anytime there's a drastic spike, especially if it goes over 55%, you should proudly be able to purchase a put option that goes at least, I'll tell you, around $10 low. But even if you don't go in those shark infested waters, you should be able to at least say, man, this thing is going to go below $5-6 inside of a week to 2 week span. You feeling froggy, you say, man, it's going to go below $10 inside of 1 week. I do it like that. Give yourself enough bleed, get into the culture of buying put options under this pretense, and give yourself bleed for 2 weeks, maybe $7-8. But what I want to show you is, anytime you see a spike, you must realize that there's a bunch of people that jump on the train, the bandwagon, and then they bail out. They're not really there. Some of these people been waiting for this moment. Most of these people have been like, hey, I heard it's popping over there. They come late. I gotta go. This is people. They're inconsistent. This is the nature of investors. All right. So what we're looking at right now is Carver Federal Savings Bank. When the riots was taking place, all these different black banks and black radio companies were spiking. But let me show you what spikes mean and represent. And that's why we're calling this the options case study. Put options case study. That's all we're doing today. Put options case study. So let's look at this. May 28th. We're in June. Look at this. And we see $1.73. We see $1.95. We see $2.38. It's doing all right. It's damn near trading horizontal, but I mean, I feel the vibes. $1.74 to $2.38. That's great. But we honestly can say from May 22nd to June 12th, June 15th, what we looking at? We're looking at $1.75 going to $2.37. Okay, that's cool. But then one day, look what happens. $18 damn. So hold on. It's June 15th and we still at $2. It's June 16th and we at $2.30. $2.68, June 16th. June 17th, we're up $18 damn, 983.53%. Anytime anything jumps up like that, look, this is the stock taking the stairs. We've been taking the stairs since before May 22nd, taking the stairs. And boom, we have this spike. We're up $18.42. When you study the classes we did on retracement and reversal, so you don't misinterpret what you think to be a potential reversal for a retracement. When you study these things, you'll say automatically, well, this spike is so high, it has to come down. Your whole thing is timing the spike. And you want to get the spike while it's still kind of going up and purchase your put option. The reason why you want to purchase it while it's kind of going up, so that steep hill down makes you cash in. So what if you said, man, I was already investing in options. In this particular case, Carver doesn't have options. This is just a scenario to show you what the spike means and represents. And the same thing for you one. There's no options, but I'm just showing you what the spike means and represents. Then we'll start going to the ones that have options. 1842. So June 17th, we're looking at $18.42, a $983.53% hike. Anytime you see a drastic hike from one day, literally, to the next, from one day to the next, anytime you see a drastic spike, you must understand the stock has to take the window going down. So June 17th, let's look at it. Look at that. Look at that. On June 18th, $10.17. So hold on. We was at $18.42. The very next day, $8.50. What retracement? Look, it goes back up. $14.40. You could have got right back in because now you've seen the dip. So I'm the type, I probably don't catch it here. I probably catch one on the next one. Wow. $14.40. But I know, yo, man, it got to go down because this spike is so drastic. This spike is 983.53%. Come on, that's such a great spike. So it goes from 18 on the 17th of June. First of all, on the 16th, it was $2. On the 17th, it's $18.42. And in like fashion, on the 18th, we're at $13. We go up on the 19th, $14.40. I know I'm buying the put around $12.44, somewhere like that on the 18th. I'm buying the put. It goes up $14. So here's the scenario. You buy the put option and automatically you see negative 200, negative 300. Your heart's beating. You're like, oh my fucking gosh, what the hell did Polite make me do? Right? But then watch this. We're just looking at days apart. What happens on the 22nd? The reason why it's 22nd, because obviously the weekend came by. All right? So that's why we skipped to the 22nd. So we're on a Monday. Okay, so now on the Monday, we down to $9. So if I would have came in here on the retracement, okay, and I'm at a high low, I come in at 1440. I ignored the 1842. Maybe I was brilliant enough to catch that 1842. If it was towards the end of the day and it closed at around 1842, yeah, I buy the put option, automatic. Not even a week went by. The next day, it's down $4. Okay, the next day is down $10, pardon me. The next day. We at $10, right? So we go from $18 on the 17th. On the same 17th, it goes down to $8.50. But look, we go back up to $14 the next day. I know the dip has to take place again. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be more than the $2.17 that it was lagging on, that it was trading horizontal on. We know it's going to still be more than the $2, but it will be far less than the 18, far less than the 14. So when we find ourselves over here at the $14, look what happens from the 19th. So right now, we've only explored what days? The 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. Look what happens on the 19th. From $14.40 to what? What happens? On the next week on a Monday, it goes down to $9. So what happens? And this is what I want to show you. When it went down $8.50 and it started climbing back up to 13, I'm buying the put. It goes up to 14. I'm like, it's all good because my put is going to make me more money. So look, from the 19th to the 22nd, we go from $14.40 to look, $9. The put we would have made bread. But look at this. We on the 22nd, right? How many days from the 22nd? 7 days from the 22nd. Now we in July. We got a weekend. We down some more money now from 14 to 7. So it's a 50% drawback. It's a 50% cut. If you buy a put option and that stock goes down half the amount that it was, you're making hundreds of dollars. Thousands even. Because if you bought the put option while the stock looked like it was doing good, you're going to make more money because the momentum, the algorithm, the volatility is stipulating that this stock is going upwards. So the fact that the stock appears to be having an upwards momentum and you're buying a put option, it makes the put option worth that much more money. So if you find out about a stock short notice and you realize, oh shoot, damn, I keep missing these stocks. I wish I would have knew about that stock when it started. You should already be getting invested in the put option if you realize that this is a spike. So look at that. We 50% of the way. We're 2 weeks in. Look at that. Still 2 weeks in, we down to $5. So we went from 18 to $5. If you caught it again around 13, 14, you went from 13, 14 to $5. $10, like I said, inside of a week. Give yourself bleed inside of 2 weeks. If it goes down a whole $10, and you said, look, I'm expecting to go down a whole $10 inside of a week or two, and it goes well below 50%, what it was, oh my gosh. So we went from the stock being 940+% to 240+%. 700% decline. A 700% decline would have made you thousands of dollars on a few $100s invested. And so my goal is to get you guys making money when it's going upwards. And if you miss the momentum of making money going upwards, catch the money when it goes downwards. Get you to make money going up and down. So you could just keep making money. Bleed this thing out. Make money from both sides of the field. Okay? So right now, present day, is at $6. So it's still more than the 2 it was trading for. So it's going to remain higher than it was when it was trading somewhat horizontally. But it's not going to keep that. One day spike. One day spikes. Very often one day spikes. 98% of the time, though, I'm not going to say 98% of the time. I'm going to put it in the upper 90s, though. The upper 80s, past 85%, I'll put it right there. If you get a one day spike that makes it look like this, we going flatline. This person's almost dead. Doop, 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 pew. Oh, we got a heartbeat? Man, it's going to go back down. It's going to go back down. You can't be flatline and one day the whole world changes. And then you're going to keep that same momentum. It has to go down. It has to. And this is why our pullout game is so horrible, because we want it to go up even higher. We get drugged up on the fact that it went up. So just keep that in mind, people. We go to U1, same thing. June 1st. Look at this. May 26th. May 22nd. What are we looking at? $1.28. Urban One. It goes up $2. It's doing the same thing. Another black company. $2. Okay. Watch this. It's $1.50 something cents on June 11th. Look at the spike. Look at the spike. June 11th. June 11th is $1.74. What happens on June 16th? $12.59. So we go from 170 something to 12.59. But look at this. $34. It went up 2,603.13%. If anything goes up 2,603%, you should know it's taking the window ASAP. Ain't no stop. Gonna come from the world of $1 and change. June 11th. And in the same week, go up $34.60. Hold on. We was just at $1.74. So the second I see that $34, I'm like, nah. Buying a put. So June 16th. Look what happened June 16th. On June 17th, it went down to $15.88. 50% less. So it went from $34.60, June 16th, an incredible spike of 2,603.13%. And then look what happened. The very next day after that incredible spike, $15. We went from $34.60 to $15. One day apart. And then look, guess what happens? Retracement. It wasn't a reversal. It's a retracement. So guess what? The very next day, we back up $44. Look at this. It's even more than the first spike. The first spike was $34.60. We came out of $1.75. Next thing you know, June 16th, we had $34.60. We dropped back down. Don't you see the pattern? It drops down to $15.99. We could have made money on the put. And then guess what? That dramatic drop of 50% tells me it's a retracement. It's not a reversal. It's going to spike back up, maybe even higher. Look what happens. It spikes back up. So we went from $1.75 to $34.60. The very next day, we go down to $15.88. The very next day, on the 18th, we go up to $31 again. On the 19th, we go up to $44.20. Another spike. Now, this is higher than the first spike. But that dip from the previous day tells us it definitely is going to be a dip. So here it is again. We could catch them the second time around. If we was concerned about putting all this money up on a put option, we could wait for the first dip. because it's going to be another resurrection. Then it's going to dry out again. We seeing the same thing. So watch this. We had $44.20 on the 20th, June 19th. Pardon me. On June 19th, we had $44.20. That's June 19th. Here we go. It's Friday. Monday comes. It's June 22nd. On Monday, $21. So there we are. From $44.20, boom, 50% cut. It's June 22nd. We down to $19 just off the weekend. That's June 22nd. June 29th. 7 days later, we still down $18.20. Let's go into next month and get into July. July 8th. We down to $16.50. Let's get into the next month. Let's get into a few more days. Let's go down a week. We in July 14th, $14. Let's go to present day. Let's go to August, $12. August 10th, $11. August 20th, we back to $5.49. If you would put a 1 month put option out when this thing hit, it's June 19th at $44.20. The second spike was higher. So if you would have caught them on the second spike, understand the science, when the second spike come, we definitely know it's going to be another dip. And the second spike was more than the first one. But the fact that it came down, it showed us that this wasn't a reversal, it was a retracement. We know we could project outwards. Damn, we back to now 3,353.13%. You see that right there? Right there. So now we see this. We know it's going to take the window out. And so from June to July, it goes down to $12. If you bought a 2 month option when it was $44, today is $5.10. Listen, you would have made thousands of dollars. Thousands. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. You make thousands of dollars. That's a fact. Okay? So, let's go. Let's look at JNUG. Gold spikes. Look at this. It was at $156, which is amazing because when I taught the class, it was around $70 or so when I first started doing the John Wick class. And I brought this up during the John Wick class when it was when it was $70 something, and now it's $158. Fine. This is another point. I just wanted to brag. So, look at the spike. July 24th, we had $151. Look at the spike. It goes to $175. July 27th, 3 days later. Maybe it's a Monday. Hold on. July 24th to 20th. Yep. So that was a Friday. $155. Monday opens up. Woo! Up $20. I could buy a put option right now, $175, because I know it got to go down. But I also know it has to go back up because the spike happens. It has to be a dip, and then it goes back up again, and then it has to be a dip. We know this already, right? We know at least 2 dips are going to come. So here's the first spike, $20-something. It's July 27th at $175.18. Let's go down some days in the week. Let's go to the 30th. On the 30th, it's back to $152. So the spike, we was at on July 24th, $154. Monday comes, July 27th. That was a Friday. We up $20. 3 days pass, we back down $20. Look at that. But what do we know? We know there's going to be another spike, right? So we had $152 on July 30th. Look what happens. On July 30th, that's the case, right? August 5th. There goes the second spike. Look at that. At $187. What just happened? The same thing that happened before. Not only did the second spike happen, but the second spike was more money than the first spike. Now we at $187. So what do I project? I know it has to go down at least $20 because it went down $20 already on the first decline. So if the second one goes up, we have to find that there because now I understand my sucker free zones. I taught y'all how to read those tools. I taught you how to use the Fibonacci tools. So now that I'm at $187, I'm like, yo, hold on. I know it's going below 20. I'm looking for a crazy put option. I'm going to buy at least one that goes over $10. I know this stock has to drop at least $10. And I know I'm going to say it's going to do it in a week, but I'm going to give me enough bleed because I really feel like it's going to do $20. History shows me this. The second spike is higher than the first spike. We're definitely going to dip more than $20 because the first spike showed us a $20 dip. If the second spike comes in is higher than the first spike, we're going to do plus $20 dip. We know this. So at $187 August 5th, August 10th, look what happens 6 days later on August 11th, down to $132, even lower than the first one. So what happened here? $187 August 5th, 6 days go by, we had $132. It went down over $50. Do you know what it means to be $50 right? $50 right times 100 is a winner whether the stock goes down or it goes up. If I'm right over $50, come on now. Talk to me nice. This is why I'm saying you're losing on the put options. Because you can literally miss out on the first spike and catch them on the second. And if you were the one making money because it went up, you need to be the one making money when it goes down and making money when it goes back up and making money when it goes down. Spikes are the key. I don't care if you just set up your whole trading career now to just look for anything that has a spike for the day. Yo, who did the most? Who made the most money for today? Invest in the put option. Once you find out who's doing over 50%, over 55% for the day, once you find out who's doing over 55% for the day, buy you your put option. But if you see those 1,000%, 800%, 600%, and you see that, it doesn't matter. So long as you catch it while it's going up, start buying your put option while it's going up. Because the put option is going to be dirt cheap because the momentum's going upward. So you're the only jackass paying for the stock to go downward. So your put option is cheaper than it would have been. Be the jackass. And while everybody's attempting to get in there, oh, it's going up. Let me go in there and see if I could get the next $6, $7. Hopefully it does 20 more, even though I missed $30. This is how people are constantly thinking. The way I need you guys to think is, damn, I'm already late. Yo, I'm going to buy my put option while it's still going up. Because it's going against the logic of the illogical man and woman who doesn't read the charts. All right. So we just saw $50. We seen the same thing happen. The second spike was more than the first spike. So we know whatever the dip was on the first spike, that dip has to be greater on the second spike. You can literally win on both sides. So that's J-Nug for you. So if you miss J-Nug again and the price of gold spikes again, if you missed it, buy the put option. I don't give a damn where is it at during this momentum. It has to come down. It'll be more than it normally is. So look, it goes down August 11th to $132, $50 decline. Look what it does. It goes up 140. Let's go to the 13th. It goes up 147. I already know it's going to go back down. Look at this. It goes. So from the 11th, it's at $130 something. Look, August 17th, we back up at 163. The beauty is we understand this commodity. We understand this precious metal. This is about gold. Gold is so volatile. It'll never stay that consistent. It's always going to make people jump left and right. So look at this. From August 11th at $130 plus to August 17th, here we go. 6 days. We back up $163. What do you suppose is going to take place, people? That's a $30 jump. We know we good for a $20 decline. Take the damn $20 decline at $163 August 17th. Let's look what happens. August 21st, we at $139. Hold on, we was at $163. We went well below $20 inside of the week. From August 17th to August 21st, we went well below $20. If we bought another put option, we would win again. So how many times could we have won? We could have won about almost twice a week. Almost twice a week we could win. So pay attention to this gold. You may not be good. at catching it when it's supposed to go up. But you can damn sure catch something when it's on its way down. You feel me? You know it's going to go down. So while it's going up, just put your money on it. Once you see it, oh man, J-Nug just went up $20. I'm buying a put option that stipulates I believe it's going to go below $10. You really getting froggy? I believe it's going to go below $20. All you got to do is come close to that shit and do it while it's going upwards. Money in the bank. The goal is to start making you guys thousands of dollars now. Let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. And if you use those tools, you'll be able to have your point of entry to say, man, I think it's at its peak. Catch it while it's going up, though. It's going to look horrible. The second you buy the put option, I'm already down 300. Damn, I'm already down 500. It's going to look horrible. But what you do know, based on this math, even if it goes up another $8 or $9, it's going to go down 20 plus. You're going to win. At the end of the day, you have no choice but to win. You're the only fool that bought the put option. You bought them for so cheap, you could buy a bunch of them. So you're multiplying the amount of money that you make. So you didn't win the $50 because you got in while it was going upwards. So when it went down $50, it went up 10 when you bought your put option. So what? You only got a $40 times 100. How many times over? You probably did that deal. Maybe you bought 10 options for so cheap that it has to multiply your $40 times 100 based on 5 of those purchases or 6 of those purchases. At the end of the day, y'all should be making tens of thousands of dollars just using this science of coming late to the party on purpose. American Airlines, no different. They sell options. It was at $9 May 22nd. Went up $2 May 28th. We had $11.20 June 2nd. June 3rd, $11.85. Let's look what happens. June 4th, $14 is going up. June 5th. Where are we at June 5th? $20. I know American Airlines energy. Airlines don't just spike like that. So the fact that it went to $20, once I see that $20 from 11 to 20 in a day apart, that 106.35%, well, that's over 55%. That's my marker. You want to be more scary? Do it around 60, 65%. But one thing's for sure, and airlines ain't going to just pop up like that knowing the coronavirus ain't over with. I don't believe in this shit. I'm glad I had a bunch of stocks. I'm going to sell them, make my money. And when it goes back down again to the amount that it was, but a little bit higher, because it was at $9.80 May 22nd. So it may not, when this whole thing goes to the spike, when it comes down, it won't be at $9.80. It'll be higher than $9.80. But it won't remain at no $20 because that's a spike between 24 hours. So when we see that $11.85 June 3rd, and then here we go, June 5th, we see $20. On the 4th, we seen 14. One thing we can tell is, inside of a week it's going to go down. So it's June 5th, and it's at $20. Look what happens on June 6th. Well, Monday came, right? So it's June 5th, so we got to look at June 8th. It goes down to $19 on the next trading day. So it's one trading day. Watch the next trading day, which would be the 9th. 2 trading days now. It's down to 18. Remember, it was at 20 2 trading days ago. 4 trading days is at $14. But that's the first dip, right? So it went from 20 to 14. It should go back up. We're at June 11th, 4 trading days from the $20 spike. That spike that went up where the stock became $20. 4 trading days later, we go from 20 to 14. We'd have made our money off the put option. But we do understand there should be a second spike. So from 14, look, we at 16 now. 1657, 1672. That's the second spike. $17. There go the second spike. Remember, this ain't no 3,000%. This ain't no 2,000%. This was 60, 100%. So you got to play it based on the percentage. Well, we know that's the second spike. So guess what? It's at $17.10, June 16th. How many days was that from the fourth trading day? Okay, so we was at $20, and then 4 trading days later, it goes down to 14. Then that's on June 11th. June 16th comes, 5 days later, we're up to 17 again. I'm buying a put option. It ain't been a week. You see, this is never a week. I know it's going to go on decline. It's now June 16th. Let's see what happens. One week later, remember the weekend hits, we're at $12. We went from 17 to 12. And that happens June 29th. From June 29th, look at that. We go back to 11. And we keep going. And this ain't a spike. These are spikes. And after the spike, there has to be a decline. And then there has to be a second attempt. That's why we look at support and resistance. There has to be a second attempt. But look where we at present day, $12. So we're still higher than the $9 we came from. We're at $12. But you got to deal with all the hype and the people that's speculating. And then the speculation is over and news starts to settle in and nobody's really flying. Coronavirus is still in effect, and you start realizing, man, I gotta take my money out of here. I gotta jump on the next hype train. There's another one coming in another 3 minutes at this stop. People get the hell out of there. The stock takes the window. You feel me? These people all think like how you think when you out of control and you emotional. Once you get yourself out of that world, you can take advantage of the eddies and flows and the ebbs and the undercurrents of the market. So here we go with Macy's. Macy's said, yo, we're going to open up 100 stores despite the coronavirus. We're getting ready to open up because we hear that we ain't going to deal with the coronavirus like that. So that news went out. So Macy's, which sells options, was at $5. That was on May 22nd. Friday came, a day passed. May 27th, they're at $7.44. Not necessarily a spike, but damn, it's a jump between the days. We could look at the line graph and say, well, you know, this is a jump, not necessarily a spike. But for Macy's, 5 to 7 that's May 28th, from May 22nd to May 28th, that's a 40% hike. So it's in the neighborhood of 50%. You could play the game, but we could take a look, because if it is what we think it's going to be, what's going to happen, people? There's going to be a second jump or spike. So look what happens from 747. It goes down. Was this a reversal? No, it's actually a retracement, because look what happens. It doesn't go back down to $5. Look what happens. On June 2nd, it's at 638. It goes down. Then look at this. 6 days later, not a week, we at near $10. 6 days later. Spike. So we know that jump was a spike now, because we could predict that it should go. And then look what happened. It went higher than the first jump. We wasn't sure if this is a spike, but we're dealing with a $5 stock. So we didn't know how to really call it a spike per se. And it didn't meet our 55% criteria, but it was 40%. But we do know if it is what we think it is, there will be a second jump, which we could render a spike if it is higher than the first one that we saw. And here it is. It's higher. Now we almost at $10. So now I definitely know it went down when it went up. It was up $7 and it went down to $6.42. Then it goes up to about $9.41, 46 cents. So now I know, oh, this thing is going down. I know it's going down. I buy a put option. I'm reasonable. I don't think it's going to go down $10. The damn stock is $9.46. The options will be reasonable. But when it starts going upwards, I'm buying in at around $8.90 something cents. I could promise you that. This thing goes up, I'm sweating. I'm like, damn, automatically I bought my put option. I'm already a negative $200. Fuck. This is how the energy going to feel, because it's going up. Woo! It stopped at $9.57. I bought at $8 and change because I realized this is higher than the first jump. So it's giving me the same signs that I recognize. If there's a spike or a jump and it is what I think it's going to be, the second jump or the second spike is going to be higher than the first one. And then I can range how much dollars would it drop. So that first one was almost a $2 drop. So I know I can guarantee myself a $2-3 decline. At minimum, buy my put option and buy a whole bunch of them. I bought it when it was going upwards $8. It stopped at $9.57, and that's June 8th. $9.57, look what happens on June 9th. $8.87, June 10th. $8.22, June 11th, $6.79. I know it's not going to go back to the same $5 where we started from, but it'll be higher than that, but lower than the jumps. So the first jump was $7.47, then it went down to $6.46, then it went back up to $9.57, and then now we find ourselves down here at $6.76. All these are days apart within the same week. Y'all walking with me? In Sorrento. Y'all still befuddled by the mind games of Sorrento. Sorrento don't never keep a large amount. Sorrento is the epitome of this science. You need to win when it's going up and know it's coming down. Sorrento's never going to go up and not go down. It is the epitome of stocks take the stairs going up. You sitting there on Sorrento forever. Damn, I just sold my Sorrento. Then this bitch just has the nerve to go up a week or two after I done sold my stocks because I was just tired of sitting there babysitting it. Now when I sell it, oh shit, Sorrento's doing $20. This is what goes wrong with people. You got to be patient if you're holding them. You're holding them for due reason. Sorrento is a dope stock. I've been talking to y'all about it before anybody was doing their YouTubes or anything. You know, I'm on the record from this class when it was $2.17. Okay? And I OD'd and bought over 1,000 shares and it went up to $10. And then right after that, it went down. Then it went down again. It went down again. And then stayed there for like a month. Spiked back up. People started buying again. It went down. People was like, yo, what the went down again. People bought it again. Spiked. Oh, we winning now. And you keep it in there. You're just going to keep having the same thing happen to you over and over. You should be buying put options every time Sorrento spikes. Win on both sides. You know how much money you would make if you played the game where it's like, you know what? I don't know when to exit exactly, but I'm going to leave because one thing's for sure is going to go down. Now you're definitely going to make money. You could leave when it goes up and you getting back in there because you know it's going to go down. So anyway, Sorrento, July 24th, $7.33. July 29th, okay, we had $8. It looks good. $9.95, July 31st, my daughter's birthday. That was pretty cool. Back down to $8. You know, we working our way gradually. $12, $13. We working our way. It's climbing. So this is not nothing to really call for a put option. Right? But now we at 76%. It's like, yo, hold on. I can get a put right here at $14.33 because I see this shit is at 76%. But I'm looking for something we call a spike. August 10th was when the money came. $18.82, 132%, we up. Yeah, time to get a put option ASAP. Made a whole bunch of money. Put option time, August 10th. Look what happened. August 11th. Down to $11.16 by August 12th. Yo, do you see this? This is what it does. And then guess what? We know there's going to be a little struggle to come back. So from 11, we go to 12. We go to $13.90, $14. So we knew a second wave was going to come. Buy the put. And then where do we find ourselves from this? From that $14 on August 13th, we go to August 21st, 8 days later. We down to $10.28. To present day, we had $10.08. We knew the put was inevitable. This thing took less than 48 hours to tank. Just imagine if you bought a put option in each of these events. If you was always late to the party because it was like, damn, I just wish I had some foresight. I wish I knew the future. You do know the future. One thing you do know is if something goes up 55%, it's very likely to go down a whole lot the next day. But if anything goes up over 100%, it's even more likely to go down inside of 48 hours. But if something goes up 3,000% out of nowhere, even when it goes down, it's still great for anyone that invested. But it's great for you because if it goes up 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% in one day, it has to reconcile with reality. It has to go down. And therefore, I tell you, the way I am aggressively, I'm betting the whole farm that shit is going down over $10, over $20. That's just common sense, especially if I understand the stock. If it's about the speculations that are associated with biotechnology stocks, if it's about the speculations that ascertain to gold or gas, all of that is volatility. Those are all things that give you empty promises. It's great one day and it's horrible the next. So put options. I expect to see you guys on your put option bully. You cannot foresee a stock going up like you could foresee a stock going down. Once a stock goes up, depending on the way it goes up, you got access to the future. You're clairvoyant at this point. My only thing is attempt to buy it while it's still going upwards so you could buy the put options for cheaper for a short period of time. Because if you buy it within the week and you say, yo, it's going to go less than $10, you're going to be rich. That's the science. So I hope you guys appreciate this near 15-minute presentation. Just case study. That's all this is. Options case study by Brother Polite. Gold in the crisis. I love and respect you guys. I want to see you guys making this money. That's going to be our point of focus now. We're going to start putting our money on that which is losing money. Because if somebody's losing money out there, that means somebody's making money out there. And that somebody has to be us. Peace and many blessings. Aswid Gadora. Black Power. Iluvu. Perpetual success.